I want to tell you about something that completely changed my understanding of female pleasure. And it's probably the exact opposite of what you've been taught about what makes women feel incredible in bed. Most men think that being better in bed means learning more techniques, being more aggressive, or performing like a porn star. But what if I told you that the secret to giving a woman the deepest, most intense pleasure she's ever experienced has nothing to do with any of that? I'm Dr. Fiona Gray, your trusted men's health advisor. And make sure you watch closely, because what I'm about to reveal goes against everything mainstream culture teaches about sex. But it's backed by physiology and thousands of women's experiences. If you want to become the kind of lover she can't stop thinking about, hit that subscribe button, because what we're covering today is a game changer. Here's the truth that most men never learn. The secret to incredible female pleasure is relaxation. Not performance, not intensity, not fancy techniques, relaxation. Let me explain why this matters so much. Our bodies normally hold so much tension that we're not even aware of because we've gotten used to it. Right now, your shoulders are probably tense, your jaw is probably tense, and your lower belly is probably tense too. And here's what most people don't realize. We tense the muscles around our genitals. Women very often tense their vaginas, which is not good. You do not want a tense vagina. You want a toned vagina, but never tense. Why? Because tense tissue doesn't feel pleasure. Tense tissue is in the fight or flight state. When a woman's body is tense, her nervous system is in survival mode. Blood flow is restricted, sensitivity is reduced, and deep pleasure becomes impossible. Think about it this way. You can't digest food properly when you're stressed because your body shuts down non-essential functions. The same thing happens with sexual pleasure. When stress hormones are elevated and muscles are contracted, the body literally can't access the deeper levels of sensation and pleasure that are available when she's truly relaxed. This is why some women can have incredible experiences on vacation but struggle at home. It's not about the location, it's about the nervous system state. When she's relaxed, everything changes. But when a woman is truly relaxed, when her body feels safe, when her mind isn't racing, when she doesn't feel pressure to perform, that's when her body can experience pleasure at levels most women never reach. Her blood flow increases, her nerve endings become more sensitive, and her body can build arousal slowly and sustainably instead of getting stuck in a plateau. So why don't women relax during intimacy? There are three main reasons. First, women tend to be stuck in their heads. We overthink everything. Does he find me attractive? Do I look good in this position? Is this how he likes it? What about the laundry? We can think of so many things that aren't even related to the moment. And all of it takes us out of our bodies and prevents us from relaxing or feeling. This mental chatter is the #1 pleasure killer for women. While you might be able to focus purely on physical sensation, most women need their minds to be quiet and present to fully experience pleasure. When her thoughts are racing, her attention is divided, and she can't sink into the sensations her body is experiencing. Second, there's this thing where women feel like we have to perform. And look, this goes deep. For the longest time, sex was all about the guy's pleasure. Women were just there to give him what he wanted. And a lot of women are still very strongly conditioned that they should serve, that they should do things, that this is how we show love, by doing things for you. Whether that's cooking for you, or giving you what you want in bed, or doing things in the bedroom that you like. A lot of women really have this very strong conditioning that we need to give and nurture. So we focus on what you want to experience, and we try to deliver it more than we actually focus on what we want to experience ourselves. In the bedroom, women simply overgive. It's like a form of people-pleasing, and unfortunately, in the bedroom, that people-pleasing costs us our orgasm. When a woman is focused on performing, moaning the right way, moving the right way, looking attractive from every angle. She's not actually feeling, she's performing. And performance and pleasure are incompatible states. Third, physical tension in the body blocks the flow of sensation and energy. When muscles are contracted, blood flow is restricted, and pleasure signals can't travel through the body the way they should. This physical tension often mirrors emotional tension. When a woman doesn't feel completely safe or comfortable, her body literally tenses up as a protective mechanism. So, how do you help her relax? Here are the most effective strategies. First, create a genuinely relaxing environment before intimacy even begins. Things like giving her a massage or taking a hot bath together help her body physically relax. The warm water loosens tight muscles and signals to her nervous system that it's safe to let go. Even something as simple as dimming the lights, playing soft music, or lighting candles can shift her nervous system out of stress mode. The key is understanding that relaxation doesn't happen instantly. Her body needs transition time from the stress of daily life to the openness required for deep intimacy. Don't rush this process. The time you invest in helping her relax will pay off exponentially in the quality of pleasure she experiences. Second, give her compliments and assure her that you find her attractive. This helps her not get stuck in her head, worrying about how she looks or whether you're enjoying yourself. Specific compliments work better than generic ones. Instead of just, "You're beautiful," try, "I love how your body responds when I touch you here," or "The sounds you make drive me wild." This kind of feedback keeps her present and reassures her that she doesn't need to perform. Her natural responses are exactly what you want. Third, take the active role. Tell her she doesn't have to do anything. She can just receive. This removes the pressure to perform. When she knows she doesn't have to move a certain way, sound a certain way, or do anything for you, she can finally focus on her own sensations. You might even say explicitly, "Tonight is all about you. I just want you to relax and feel everything. Don't worry about me at all." This permission to be completely receptive is incredibly rare for most women, and it's transformative. When she's not worried about reciprocating or performing, her body can finally access deeper levels of pleasure. Fourth, slow down your foreplay. The role of foreplay is to help her relax. And the truth is that most men rush through foreplay. You might think you're spending so much time warming her up, but often it's just not enough for women. Her body needs time to shift out of stress mode and into pleasure mode. Think of arousal like warming up a cold engine. You can't just turn the key and floor it. The body needs gradual, consistent stimulation to build arousal properly. When you rush, her body never fully engages, and she stays in a state of partial tension that prevents deep pleasure. Now, here's where communication becomes absolutely critical. If you want to create the kind of experiences where she can fully let go and surrender to deeper pleasure, you need to understand what she actually wants, what makes her feel safe, and what helps her relax. That's why I put together a free guide called The Desire Playbook, 20 Best Sexual Questions to Ask a Woman. This guide gives you 20 powerful questions that open up real, honest conversations about pleasure, desire, boundaries, and what she needs to feel safe enough to completely let go. Inside, you'll discover questions that help you understand her body, her fantasies, what turns her on, and what blocks her pleasure. These aren't awkward interview questions. They're conversation starters that create intimacy and trust. And when a woman trusts you and feels understood, that's when she can finally relax. You'll find it linked in the description below, and it's completely free. Here's the bottom line. The secret to giving a woman deeper, more intense orgasms isn't more technique or more intensity. It's creating the conditions where she can truly relax. When her body feels safe, when her mind isn't racing, when she doesn't feel pressure to perform, that's when she can experience pleasure at levels she's never reached before. The next time you're intimate with a woman, focus less on what you're doing and more on how relaxed she is. Notice if her shoulders are tense. Notice if she's holding her breath. Notice if she seems distracted. And then slow down, reassure her, and create space for her to just receive. Try this approach and pay attention to how she responds. Notice when her breathing deepens. Notice when her body softens. That's when you know her nervous system is shifting into the state where deep pleasure becomes possible. If this gave you insights you've never heard before, hit that subscribe button. Drop a comment and tell me if you've noticed tension blocking pleasure in your experiences. I read every single one. Thanks for watching. Keep learning, keep growing, and keep taking care of yourself.